Well, hi there, fellow crafters. Janine here. I know it's been a while since I've put a video out, but I just joined the monthly subscription service of Darby Smart, where I get a DIY kit in the mail every month for a cost of $19 a month. And it seemed like a fun deal to get something, a new craft project every month, and then to be able to film it and bring it to you guys. So December is going to be my first month, and this is what the packaging looks like, and I'm sure you've already seen this on some videos. It has a pretty chevron pattern. And inside this month, this is what it looked like. Had a skein of bulk yarn and a cord, and then a very tiny little skein of yarn of this green. And then on this side of the cord is some little Christmas tags you can cut out and punch a hole in and use. And on the back of the card it tells you where to go to find your instructions for your project. So I went to that site and found out that this is going to be a scarf. A very simple chain stitch scarf with some cute tassels on the end. Now I did cheat a little bit and I already read ahead on the directions, and so far this seems like a very fun idea of getting this monthly subscription kit in the mail. But right now I'm not terribly impressed with the value of what I've gotten. I just don't feel like this and this were worth $19. But I'm not going to give up on them yet. I'm going to give it a few more months and see how it goes. And just for comparative, and I am going to be bringing you a video of that later, I ordered another kit from them for about the same price, around $20, for my son and I to work on together to make some Christmas ornaments. And that was, like I said, $20. And I feel like the contents of that package were definitely worth $20, and whereas this not so much. But that's okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. And if I can incorporate some screenshots of these instructions, I will. But it does show just to basically start by making a simple slip knot. If I can find the end. And now I'm not a crocheter or a knitter, but I do know some of the basics of making a slip knot and doing a simple chain stitch, so this isn't going to be terribly difficult for me, which I guess is nice considering this is my first box. So I basically just made a loop and pulled this through and tightened it up. And there's a slip knot. As you can see, this end moves freely through the knot. And so you just start working a chain stitch. You just, through the loop, this side is where the tail is, and this is the working side. Just pull this through, tighten it a little bit. I'm guessing you don't want it too tight for this scarf because in their picture it looked like it was fairly loose, and that makes your next loop. So you just put your fingers through the loop, pull that through, tighten it up a little bit to whatever your desired. You might want to play with it a little bit to keep everything nice and even and loose, because I have a feeling that's part of the appeal of this scarf. And then you go again, your loops here, and you just put your fingers through, pick up your working tail, and pull through, and you continue on. Like I said, again, my stitches aren't terribly even, but I'm sure you can just play with it a little bit, and then after you do it for a little while and get the hang of it, I'm sure everything evens up and gets a little easier. So I'm going to come back when I've got a little bit more completed. Okay, I have reached the end of my skein of yarn, and I'm trying to figure out how to finish up, because this is where the directions kind of fell down. for me, and in another spot too. So this is where I'm at. I have like one last loop and a little tail, and I'm trying to figure out now if I can make one more chain stitch or if that would be making it too tight, but I'm gonna go ahead and try and see how it turns out. And then, like I said, I'm not a crocheter, but I do know how to finish off a chain stitch. So now that I've got this one last loop and my little tail here, what I'm going to do is just simply pull it through that loop and then pull it tight. Okay, so yes, I've had a little wardrobe change. No, really, I just had to put the project down and pick it up the next day. But just wanted to show you what we ended up with was just a really long chain of this bulky yarn, which is really nice actually. It's pretty soft. I can see where, you know, it's making a very nice scarf. But anyway, the second part of the project is, and you see I already made one, is making a tassel. But again, this is where the directions fell apart for me, because the directions, when you go to the Darby Smart how-to page, the directions that are given are for making a pom-pom. Now, one of the directions that they gave for making a pom-pom, and it actually will work fine for a tassel, was to use your phone because it's about the right size, about 2.5 inches by 5 inches, or to cut a piece of cardboard to that size. But I'm just going to use my phone case, and I just took my yarn and just wrapped it around my phone case. Now, their directions said to do it between 20 and 30 times. I found that there was enough yarn to do it around my phone case 40 times. Okay, maybe I should just go ahead and slip it off. I think it would be a little easier. Okay, yes, that's going to be much easier. Anyway, so we're just going to, I'm holding this end fairly securely because this is going to be the end that we attach to the scarf. And I'm just cutting through all these loops on the opposite end. And I'm going to cut, well, actually I'm just going to use one of these. Pull one of the little loops off. Cut it in half. Okay, now I'm just going to take one of these little pieces, and with my little loops opened up like this in the center part, I'm going to take this and just tie it in a double knot to secure all the little tassel ends, and then smooth this down, and about 1 inch from the top I'm going to take the other piece and again just tie a double knot. Make it somewhat tight to really make that, you know, this end kind of poofy. So there's a tassel. But this, the directions that were on the Darby Smart website was not for making a tassel. So now I've got, this is the loose end or the secured end of the scarf, and I'm simply going to tie, again, just a double knot. Okay, and now I'm just going to tie this end just in a single knot, just to kind of help disguise where I've got this secured, and then I'm going to trim this excess tail off. Okay, well, here is the finished product with the tassels, and it is cute. Honestly, it's not a scarf style that I would wear, but it's cute, and I can see me maybe giving this to a younger person, a teenager or younger, because I don't really see any of my friends wearing this either. But to go ahead and give you my final score on this project, I came up with a way to score these Darby Smart products to give you an idea of, you know, if it's really worth the value or if it's not. In this particular month, I did enjoy doing it, and it was easy to do, but I just don't really feel like I got my values worth for my money this month. But I'm going to continue to subscribe because I see that there's a lot of potential here. But anyway, I have 4 categories that I use to score this product. Value was, you know, how much material you get for the amount that you paid for it, and I'm using a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being worst possible score, and 5 being absolute best. It's just off the charts wonderful. So for value, I gave it a 2 because I didn't really feel like there was $20 worth of product and shipping in this kit. Ease of use, I gave it a 4 because it was, even if you don't know anything about knitting or crocheting, this a simple chain stitch with a big bulky yarn was very easy to complete. So ease of use, I gave it a 4. Instructions, I gave it a 2 because, again, you know, they gave instructions for making a pom-pom, not a tassel. They gave you instructions for starting and chain stitching the scarf, but they didn't give you any instructions for completing it. They didn't give you any instructions for how to finish the ends or how to attach your tassels or pom-poms. So the instructions for me really fell down on this product. And then the overall finished product, the look of it, I gave it a 3. I mean, I was kind of middle of the road. It's not really horrible. It's not ugly. It is something that probably, you know, some people would like to wear. It's just not particularly my style. But I can see where there are people who would really enjoy this. So I gave it a 3. I didn't feel like it was really just off the charts wonderful, but it wasn't horrible either. So for an overall score, it gets a 2.75. And that is all for this product and this project. Thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting and Merry Christmas.